Welcome back to New Bits with Vac and Vinnie. We are so glad you are here. If this is your first time, thanks for giving us a shot. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
How you doing, Vac?
I'm doing good, Vinny. I'm on a ship again, working, thank God.
Yeah.
Doing great.
It's great, man. It's good to see you. Full disclosure to all our listeners, we got to tell them, Vac. We got to let them know.
We have to tell them. We got to be honest.
That's what we do. That's what we do. We got to be honest. This is our second attempt at episode 24. Our first attempt at episode 24 was another drinking episode, which started out okay. But, Vac and I we're older dudes. We're opinionated. Yep. We have our opinions about things.
We sure do.
We went a little deep in the paint, as they say, in episode 24. You add alcohol to that, and it got a little rough.
Got rough, boy.
I mean, we were letting our thoughts on things fly. And so I was
the
editing
wine was talking. I had a bottle of red wine. I think it was a Merlot that a passenger gave me, and that was talking, man.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
I was drinking gin, and it was talking too. It was being mean.
It was being mean, and it didn't take long, Vinny.
Yeah, I know.
Like we were 2 minutes in going.
2 minutes in going. This is wrong with America.
This is why I don't drink before a show.
Same
because
here.
I know a lot of dudes like to go on stage and a couple of belts in, or like to hit the and they feel like it relaxes them, whatever. I don't feel that way. I feel like if I have a couple of pops and I go on stage, I'm not the same. And I'm not saying that I get ugly, but I feel like I might let down the common sense barrier, and I just go, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
I've only been drunk one time on stage.
Oh, really?
Years ago in Florida.
Really?
And I don't know if you remember, it's just the club owner. I was on stage for not even 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. And he sends a shot of tequila up to me.
Oh, man.
And tequila's tough. I don't drink tequila. I don't drink tequila because it tastes good.
Yeah.
And I'll want another one. Next thing you know, I got 3-4 in me and I'm off to the races. Yeah. So he sends me a shot of tequila. And the waitress brought it up and she goes, "It's from the owner."
Oh, boy.
And the crowd's like, "Do it." I did a shot. And that started this cavalcade of people buying me shots.
Was this Fort Walton Beach at the old Comedy Zone location in Fort Walton Beach?
No, this was Uncle Funny's.
Okay, at Uncle Funny's. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then the owner sent up another shot. I probably did. I couldn't do all the shots. I just couldn't. I mean, I couldn't. I was doing 30 minutes or whatever. I couldn't do all the shots. I probably did 5.
Wow.
Which is 5 more than I've ever done before during a show. I've never had booze before a show. Yeah. And there were probably another 5 or 6 shots sitting on the stool behind me. I knew enough to stop.
Right. Good for you. Yeah.
But I was on stage and I didn't like the feeling, the crowd laughed, but they were laughing for the wrong reasons,
Right. Stumbling around. Dude, I used to, early on, when I was first starting, I used to like having a few drinks before I'd go on stage. A couple of times I was drunk on stage. I enjoyed the power of that all, but my show is 10 times better without it, man. Mm-hmm. But I've been in that situation that you're talking about, man. That the owner sends up a shot, you got to do the shot, then the audience starts sending you shots, and then before long you've done your time, but you just keep going,
Yeah.
I must have said, "All right, guys, I got to go. I got to get out of here." About 5 times before I finally left. Yeah.
Well, that all came out when we did episode 24.
It all came out, and I'm editing the episode, and I'm going, "Ooh, man." At this level, Vac, at this level, we are cancelable.
No, absolutely,
you
absolutely.
So I just, never give them a reason to say no. That's what I've
Right,
always
right.
never give them
I
a reason.
wonder, Vinny, because we both drank different alcohols
Yeah,
on the second drinking episode.
yeah,
Now, I've
yeah,
had wine. I drink wine.
yeah,
I've never noticed it having any kind of an effect on me like that. But the
yeah.
first drinking episode, I think I drank bourbon.
You were drinking bourbon. Yeah, I was drinking
And you were
scotch
drinking scotch.
scotch and soda, and I like. I got a little more tolerance for scotch. I think.
Maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know what. Man, maybe we just kind of egging each other on a little bit or
yeah.
something. I
We
don't
were
know.
totally.
But
Yeah,
I do remember that both of us tipping the bottle a few times as we're doing the episode.
as we're doing the episode.
It wasn't like we said we should stop.
No,
No, it was like we would. You know what it was, Vinny? It was like two old men sitting in a bar
that's exactly what it was. Yeah,
bitching about our wives. Like, even though that wasn't what it was, but you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. One of these days, you might get a listen at that, but that's going to stay in the archives. That's going to stay in the archives for a while. Yeah,
Good move.
good move.
Good move.
Yeah. I talked. I called Vac. I said, I go, hey man, we went a little hard. We went a little hard, man. And he goes, I was thinking the same thing. Okay, let's redraw episode 24. So here we go. This is it.
All right. This is it. The non-drinking drinking episode.
You want to know something, Vac? It's always something with us.
It's always something.
It's always something. Whether it's what do you drink? Oh, I got water.
This is my
yeah.
It's my greens.
Yeah.
That's what I'm drinking this one. It's always something with us. You're right, though. You're right.
It's always something. It's my kids are sick or scheduling conflicts or
I forget what coast I'm on.
He forgets what coast he's on.
I'm sitting at dinner with my stepson. You're like, hey, you ready to do this? I'm like, yeah, I'll be home in 2 hours. Like, oh, so like midnight my time? And I went, I'm in Vegas. I'm on the West Coast.
Yeah.
It just, anyway.
It's dude, it's all right. It happens, bro. It happens, but it's always something with us. We are the, what is it? We're like the misfit podcast, but we'll get it together. We'll
We'll figure it out.
It's fun. It's fun, man. I'm having a blast.
Me too.
Yeah. I hate that we had to redo a podcast, but trust us, it's for the best.
It's for the best.
It's for the best. Yeah. So,
by the way, did I show you my lady glasses before?
Lady glasses.
Okay, so I haven't been home in not even how long, a couple of months.
Yeah.
So about 3 weeks ago, I was on a ship and I crushed my I left my prescription glasses home.
Right.
But I had a spare cheap readers with me. So, and I crushed them on the bed. I broke them. Totally useless.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God. So luckily the ship, I go, do you guys sell cheap readers? Like, yeah, they're over there. And I go over there and they were all the same exact style, but a different color. And the guy goes, they're unisex. I go, I don't think these are unisex.
No.
I think these are chick glasses.
Yeah.
Am I right? And these are like chick glasses. Isn't this a woman's design? I think it is.
I think you're right about that. Maybe you either that dude or Uncle Junior.
Oh, maybe Uncle Junior. That's hysterical.
Yeah, didn't he wear glasses like that?
Uncle Junior? Those big. Yeah, he did. You're right. Yeah. And he used to wear them up like this, like they were up over the years.
Yeah. Uncle June. Sopranos. Hey, shout out. How you doing?
How you doing, all right?
All right. So, hey, thanks for being here, ladies and gentlemen. We got a good show for you. I want to rework a bit that I did in my dry bar comedy special, and it's a true story. It actually happened, and I kind of tried to put it into joke form, and it gets a decent laugh. It always gets a decent laugh, but I think if I make it more of a story, it would be I think it could be a little punchier.
Okay.
And I have a few ideas for it. Maybe Vac can help me, or
All right.
rather, or you could say, nah, do it the other way or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
But I like having it in my show because, you know, if you ever see my name on the marquee, you know, and I get the question all the time. I get it all the time. Oh, you related to Francis Ford? Are you related to Francis Ford? You know, and you know, I get it. We got the same last name, but it's just I like, you know, you address the elephant in the room. You know,
right?
So I'm gonna show them. Let's show them the clip from the Dry Bar special. And then, so they get a frame of reference. All right, here we go.
Okay.
My last name's Coppola, ladies and gentlemen. That's spelled Coppola. Spelled just like two famous Hollywood directors we know and love, right? Sophia and Francis Ford. They pronounce their name Coppola. We pronounce it Coppola. Actually, both ways are correct because it's a very common last name. Italian last name, very common Italian last name. But for the record, I have never pronounced our last name Coppola. Unless I'm making reservations in Los Angeles. And then anything goes. I can call a restaurant on Easter Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to make brunch reservations at 1, and I'm getting a table, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We're all booked up, but if you leave your name, we'll put you on a waiting list. Vincent Coppola. We'll see you at 1.
All right, there it is. Not too bad, right?
No, not at all. Very good.
Gets a decent laugh there. You know, and I you know, the audience enjoys hearing stuff about you. I think though that I'd like to do it more as a as it happened, you know, like in the bit, I'm talking about how, that's how I get reservations, blah, 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 you know, whatever. But I think I'd like to do more of how, you know, it really happened, because it is based on an absolutely true story. My wife wanted to go to brunch in LA. We're in LA. It's Easter Sunday. And I'm like, you're crazy. You know, that restaurant, you know, is a top restaurant for brunch every Sunday of the year. Are you kidding? Now it's Easter. You want to go on Easter brunch? We got to have reservations 2 weeks in advance. Are you crazy? She goes, well, just call them up, you know. And I wanted to make fun of her. Well, just give it a try. That's the way I imitate her, you know. That's the way my wife sounds. You know, that's the way my wife sounds whenever she suggests something insane. You know, every other day sounds completely normal, but whenever she says, "Well, let's go to brunch on Easter Sunday in Los Angeles," you know, why don't you follow a leprechaun and steal his pot of gold? You know, whenever she suggests something ridiculous, that's the way she sounds. I don't know. So I call him up, and I just, as I said in the bit that you saw. The guy goes, and we're all booked. Just spell your name for me, and we'll put you on a waiting list. And I go, it says Coppola. And I swear to you, there was this little pause. And then about, you know, maybe a couple seconds later, another voice comes on. And goes, Mr. Coppola, we'll have your table ready at 1. And so, yeah. And so, And then and here's something that I kind of thought of. I don't know what you think of this. I go, and as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, the boy thought it's not me.
Yeah.
The boy thought it's not me. You know?
Oh yeah. Harry Chapin.
Yeah, Harold Chapin. Do you think that's? I mean, no one's going to remember that song.
No.
What do you think? Yeah. Is it
worth
doing?
People will. People our age will.
Is it worth doing, even though 1/4 of the audience is going to get it?
If that's an old song.
Yeah.
And you're changing the words. My first gut reaction is no.
Yeah.
That's not worth doing it.
Yeah. See, that's one of those things that's just for me.
Yeah. And that's okay to do sometimes too. You know, just throw it away. Um,
What about like if we can come up with some ridiculous things that my wife can suggest? Because I think that would be a cool or a funny tangent. I go, that's how my wife sounds whenever she suggests something insane. we should stop drinking coffee and just drink tea. Every other day of the week, she sounds completely normal. You should follow a leprechaun and steal his part of gold. We should go to brunch on Easter Sunday.
with no reservations.
What?
With no reservations.
With no reservations. You just call them up. Just give it a shot. Yeah.
That's funny. See, now we're kind of getting into not two different bits, but two parts of the bit that you can link.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my thoughts. One is, what happened when you got to the restaurant and they realized you weren't Francis Ford Coppola?
Oh, well, he's got a lot of nephews and a lot of nephews. So I showed him my ID. My ID said Vincent Coppola. He saw my ID. They had my table. We had a table right there. Now whether he knows who the nephews are or the sons are or whatever, cousins, whatever. And he went, this guy just scammed us, or whatever. I don't know, but they treated us like royalty. They treated us like royalty.
Okay, that's my point.
Yeah.
So they treated you like royalty.
Yeah.
Was it clearly better than the other people who were having brunch?
Oh, no. It wasn't like we were in our own room or we were away from people or anything like that, or we had our own thing. No, we were sitting amongst everybody, but they were there. They were right there on us, man. We didn't have to want for nothing. It was, and it was packed, dude. It was packed.
So
it was it felt like they made room for us.
That's really, what I'm saying. Was it like Henry Hill in Goodfellas with the table coming down?
But it was waiting. It was there waiting for us. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what if you made it a thing where you went, we have a reservation, last name, you just showed them the license, they were like,
Yeah. So I just walk in.
You just walk in, you show you just show them your driver's license. Oh, yes, right away, sir. And it felt like it was Henry Hill and Goodfellas. The table came out. People were looking. Who's this guy? My wife and I sat down.
Yeah,
I don't know if but
Bobby Vinton sent us a bottle of wine.
Bobby Vinton. Out of nowhere. I don't know what Bobby Vinton sends a bottle of wine. I mean, that might be a little inside baseball, but I think it's kind of cool because it's that whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he did do The Godfathers, so it's that kind of thing. And Bobby Vinton sent a bottle of wine. It felt like it was Henry Hill and Goodfellas. I show him my license.
Yeah.
Out comes the table. People are looking. Who's that? Of course, it was L.A., so they were all like, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other part of this that's really funny is your wife when she wants you to do things that are seemingly impossible.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's kind of what I imagine as a tangent. This feels. I mean, this bit to me feels like something that I would do on one of the late night shows. Like if I ever get a chance to do one of the late night shows,
it's clean, it's funny.
It's clean, it's funny. It references the business, holy cow! If Francis Ford or Sophia Coppola are watching, hey,
yeah. What other crazy things could your wife say in that voice that always come true?
See, as I was planning to present this to you on this episode, I tried to think of nutty things that someone would suggest, and it's got to be something crazy, something moderately crazy, then something out of this world crazy, and then Easter brunch with just call them up, or brunch on Easter Sunday, Make
Okay.
reservations. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if it would be getting too wordy if you did like her normal voice. Like if she was to say something to you like, "Oh, honey, would you mind running, just picking up Sonny at Little League practice?"
Yeah.
Sure, no problem, sweetheart. Honey, would you mind if we ordered in today? I don't feel like whatever. Sure, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then she does that crazy voice.
The crazy voice. Whenever
And you know, as soon as you say it, uh-oh,
yeah.
like she'll go, honey, and you go, oh,
Yeah.
here it comes.
Yeah.
I want to go to brunch. Let's go to brunch.
Let's go to brunch.
Let's go to brunch.
I know we don't have reservations. You know.
Don't have to be a man. Make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen. Be a man. So that is the concept. But and I just came up with follow a leprechaun and get his pot of gold. That's silly. But I know we could come up with something more crazy or outlandish. Like, what is something like completely nutty that it doesn't even have to be real? It's like I want to take a ride on a dragon's back. I whatever. I know something so ridiculous, and then I want to go to brunch in Los Angeles. I want to go to brunch on Easter Sunday in Los Angeles.
Yeah, with no reservation.
With no reservation. That's the last one. Yeah. So the coffee and tea thing. That's But hey, that's crazy. Yeah. Then a nutty one, just a totally crazy nutty one, and then brunch. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So the first two, let's say, would just be you don't follow up on them. You don't say you just things that she said, like I want to take a ride on that dragon's back. Like what's the character from Game of Thrones? What's her name?
Oh, there's no way I'm going to remember that.
Well, we can look that up.
Yeah.
That's easy to look up. I can't believe I forgot her name, the blonde chick.
Yeah.
I want to, I want to ride on a dragon's back like so and so from Game of Thrones. Okay, that's never going to happen, honey. It could happen, like maybe she. And then a second thing, right? Would you want a second one?
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, that ain't never going to happen, but it could happen. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Okay. And she said, and I don't want to hear that voice because she's normally so sweet and reasonable. Honey, would you mind going pick up Sonny at Little League practice? Sure, sweetheart. Perfectly reasonable thing.
Yeah.
Hon, would you mind going to get the mail? Sure, no problem, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And then the voice comes out when it's it's something insane. Honey, I want to ride on a dragon's back, just like her name on the tip of my tongue. Just like so-and-so from Game of Thrones.
We have listeners that are shouting that name at us right now.
Shouting it right now. Like, what's wrong with you guys?
What's wrong with you too?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen. It could happen.
Yeah.
I want to. Maybe okay. Now that's something that's crazy. That could never happen. You want something else that's crazy, and then the restaurant thing.
Yeah.
I want to take a submersible. I want to ride a nuclear submarine around the world. They say they go 6 months, without having to resurface. What's wrong with you? It could happen.
Yeah, right.
And then Easter morning, we wake up. It's 11:30. We're living in L.A. She goes, honey. And I go, oh. By the third one, you just go, uh-oh.
Yeah,
uh-oh. Even the crowd knows by the third one. Here it comes. It's something
here
insane.
it comes. Yeah.
I want to go to brunch.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It's Easter Sunday at 11:30 in Los Angeles. We needed a reservation 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It could happen. If you were a man, just call.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to work. And but then, are we losing the fact that the last name is what got you in? Like,
I see. That's the question. See, once again, this is something that's going to have to go in front of an audience a couple of times and see if they stick with me or whatever. But it was like as I'm thinking, you know what? I want to do this bit more as a story and tell the truth of how it happened, how it really, really happened. I think that would be interesting, and I think it would be funny. I came up with the idea that, because a lot of the times in my show, whenever I do my wife's voice, I always like there's a bit I do where she goes, the other night my wife came downstairs and she's screaming about the kids. They wouldn't finish their dinner, and now they won't take their bath, and so I always imitate her like that, and really don't acknowledge it. I just that's the way I imitate her. So I just thought, as I'm reworking this bit in my head, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if I explained? That's the way she sounds whenever she suggests something insane.
Something insane.
Yeah,
something absolutely impossible.
Something about we should stop drinking coffee and just drink tea. Okay, yeah, all right.
Well, you see, that's funny. Like if you do something in like two insane things, like I want to ride on a dragon's back, like Lena, whatever her name was from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's never going to happen. It could happen. Or I just want to go on vacation on a nuclear submarine and just be under the water for they can go 6 months without resurfacing. What are you talking? You have to. You're not in the Navy. That's not going to happen. It could happen. And then I think we should stop drinking coffee and just drink tea. Okay, you know what? That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
The dragon, the submarine, maybe. Coffee, no freaking way.
Yeah, that's funny. That's interesting. Yeah.
Maybe like the one that's actually reasonable.
Yeah.
You're drawing the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
No way. I need a triple espresso just to get out of bed. There is why would you do that to me?
Yeah.
But then you've got to bring in the brunch.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll switch them. Make the crazy one first, the coffee one second, then the brunch. See, because that was the idea. The idea was I tell the story. I go, yeah, so, my wife and I were in LA. It was Easter Sunday, and she woke up and she goes, we should go to brunch. I'm like, you're crazy. This is Los Angeles. We need to make reservations 2-3 weeks in advance. There's no way we're getting a table. Well, just give it a shot. Give them a call. See what they say. See, that's the way my wife sounds whenever she suggests something insane. Every other day of the week sounds completely normal. Completely normal. Oh, Vinnie, can you go to the store and pick up a carton of milk? Oh, sure, baby. We should give up coffee and start drinking tea. I want to take a ride on the back of a dragon like blah 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 from Game of Thrones. I want to go to brunch on Easter Sunday in Los Angeles.
Okay, there you go. I want to go to brunch on Easter Sunday, but honey, it's Easter Sunday, and we're never getting it. We need a reservation. It could happen.
It could happen.
If you just made a phone call, if you were just a man,
just give them a call. Just see what they say.
You see what they say.
See what they say. So, of course, there I am. I'm going through the motions. Let's get this over with. I'm sorry, Mr. Coppola. We're all booked, but no, I'm sorry. I can't say the name. I'm sorry. No. We're all booked, but if you spell your name, we'll put you on a waiting list. Coppola. Swear to you, there was a pause. Then about a couple seconds later, another voice, Mr. Coppola, we'll have your table ready at 1.
Yeah, we'll have your table ready at 1.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to do the thing about how it's the same last name?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to introduce it. Yeah, I'm going to introduce it the exact same way.
So you introduce it by saying my last name is Coppola or Coppola.
Here's the difference. Yeah, here's the difference in my head. My plan was to go, spelled just like two famous Hollywood directors we know and love, Sophia and Francis Ford. They pronounce their name Coppola. We pronounce it Coppola. Both are correct because it's actually a very common last name. There's actually a third pronunciation for this last name. But for the record, I have never pronounced our name Coppola. unless I'm making dinner reservations in Los Angeles, because and then anything goes. And you know, it happened. It happened actually by accident one time. You know, my wife and I were in Los Angeles at the time. We wake up and it's Easter Sunday, and she wants to go to brunch. We should go to brunch. Like, are you crazy? It's Los Angeles. You know, we got to make this. You know, blah blah blah. Yeah.
But then when are you going to put in the dragon and the coffee thing?
That's okay. Well, are you crazy? It's 11:30. It's Easter Sunday. It's Los Angeles. You got to make reservations 2 weeks in advance. Well, just give them a call and see what they say. See, that's the way my wife sounds whenever she suggests something insane. You know? Yeah.
Okay, and then you do like
what?
Like you do the dragon thing.
Yeah.
And then you do what, like the coffee thing?
Yeah. Well, my plan was to do the coffee thing, like start like. Oh well, wait. No, the funny thing is that the coffee thing is less crazy than the dragon thing. But that's why I'm, hey, take it easy. you know.
Yeah.
We're not going to stop drinking coffee. Yeah. And then of course the brunch thing.
Okay, so you're going to do the last name, her crazy voice, and I go, by the way, that's how she sounds whenever she has to do what she wants to do, something that's absolutely insane.
Whenever she should suggest something insane, yeah.
Like I like that. Let's say I want to ride a dragon, just like so and so in Game of Thrones. Do you think I could ever do that? Like,
yeah.
Not like ever. Like she's actually confident. Think I could ever do that?
Yeah.
No, what are you talking? This thing is dragons. Well, it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
And then I think we should stop drinking coffee and just drink tea. Absolutely not.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know how jumpy I get when I don't have my caffeine.
Yeah.
Could happen. Yeah. No, it's not going to happen. So, and then you go back to Easter. So it's Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
She wants to go to brunch. She goes, just call them. See what they say.
See what they say.
I love
they say.
The cadence that you have and the voice is hysterical.
Yeah.
See what they say.
Yeah.
All right.
I tease her with the voice sometimes, and there's parts of my show where I imitate her, and I always do that voice. I just do like a witch voice, you know. Yeah.
Every man in the crowd's going, "Hey, my woman sounds like that too."
Yeah, that's right, dude.
And every woman's going, "She's a sexist."
He's terrible. Yeah. So my original plan was to start with the coffee thing, because that initially, this is how I was thinking, is kind of tame, and then go nuts, something crazy like the leprechaun, the dragon, the submarine,
okay.
and then come back to something kind of tame, brunch on Easter Sunday.
Okay.
You know?
So you want to start with the coffee, amp it up, and then bring it back a little bit with brunch.
That was how I thought. Yeah. But now that you said make the coffee, the tame thing, be the crazy thing, I'm kind of like, huh, that's a great idea. See, this is something I'm going to have to play with. And
what if your reaction to the dragon, like you're just so used to her saying these crazy things, and I want to ride a dragon just like Lena from Game of Thrones. You think that can ever happen? Yeah, honey, sure. Yeah, you think so? Yeah. You know, we'll Google it. Okay, thanks.
You think,
I think we should stop drinking coffee and just drink tea. Are you nuts?
What are you talking? What are you crazy?
You're talking crazy talk right now.
Yeah.
I keep going out. You know how I get when I don't have caffeine?
Yeah.
You don't get all nuts, and you're the one who's nuts. You said, sorry. But then she wanted to go to breakfast.
We should go to brunch. We should go to Easter brunch. Are you crazy? Yeah. Are you crazy? It's 11:30. There's no way we're getting a table. This is Los Angeles. Yeah.
All the fake Christians are going to be out at brunch.
All the fake Christians are going to be out at brunch, right? This is their day.
It's the same day.
I like it, Vac. That's funny. So you think it's got potential, like telling it the story?
Yes, I do. And I think that, I mean, I think the way you did it originally with, the last, the last name working, that is funny.
It's funny. It gets a laugh. It just, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying it's funny in and of itself. Yeah. I love adding more about your wife into that with the voice.
Yes.
See what they say. I mean, it's just like everybody watching knows that's not how she really sounds.
Right.
But you're like, it might as well be that.
Every guy in that room has heard, just see what they say.
See what they say.
Just see what they say.
Like they're going to say, thank God you called. We have no reservations on Easter Sunday.
Right.
Of course they're packed.
Let's just see what they say. Like it's a possibility. Yeah. But it's 100% true story, dude. It's 100% true story. And for I've been doing this a long, long time, and I've always wanted to do a joke about my last name being just like Francis Ford, and I mean, it just fell in my lap because it literally happened just like that, Mr. Coppola, we'll have your table ready at 1. This guy, he thought, baby, he thinks I'm, well, get dressed.
I told you it would work.
Oh, yeah.
You don't listen to me.
I told you it would work. Yeah.
What if you were to find out that she's been using the last name for years to get shit?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
And like,
what a great, dude, what a great angle.
You could tell me I am not related to Francis Ford Coppola. It's a common last name, and I never wanted to use it in show business to try to get an advantage. I never wanted anybody to think maybe he's related to Francis Ford Coppola. Maybe we should put him on the show. I never wanted to use it. I even thought about changing it just because. Then I find out.
I did, bro. Just spelling it differently. Yeah. 100% thought about it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But then you find out that your wife has been using the name to get things done.
Yeah. Like, how'd you get into that Pilates class? That thing's been booked for years. It's like you got to wait for somebody to die. I've been using the last name for years.
Or what if she denies it? And then you show up somewhere and they're like, "Oh, Mr. Coppola, please, come on in." You're like, "What the?" They said Coppola.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or what if it was a thing where something with your kids, like
getting them into a school,
getting them into a school that they, there's a waiting list. It has to be a thing where. The parents went there, the grandparents, and they have to have a wing named after you. And somehow your kid got in.
You got to have a recommendation from an industry. Yeah.
Yeah. The governor has to write a personal letter. And somehow you got accepted. Your kid got accepted. You're like, how did Sonny get into Brookdale?
It's a preschool. How did he get into this preschool?
How did Sonny get into Brookdale Preschool Academy for obnoxious elitists? Like that's the name of the school. How did Sonny get in there? I don't know. And she's like, I don't know. But maybe he's smart. You ever think of that? And you're like, no, I've never thought it. I've never thought that ever.
Hold on.
And she's like, look, we have to go. We have to go meet the principal, the dean. It's a formality, and then we sign the paperwork. And all right. She goes, "Oh, where is Sue?" Where is Sue?
Yeah.
So you get dressed up, you go, and you meet the dean. Like, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Coppola, very nice to meet you. Then you
just look at her.
And she looks at him and goes, "Shut up."
Yeah, shut up. Yeah,
Shut up.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know, if you
That's
would use
great.
the name Coppola, you'd have a sitcom by now.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You know,
right.
like
Yeah,
somehow she has been so devious.
yeah, dude.
Using
That's a great angle. That is a great angle. Oh, I was. What about this? Well, just same thing as you said, but just yeah. How did he get into the preparatory school for obnoxious elitists? You know, there's a waiting list for 2 years. You know, you got to get a letter from the governor. I mean, how did that happen? I mean, how did you make that happen? Yeah, I found out the day I went to pick him up. They're all waiting for me outside. Oh, Mr. Coppola, so nice to meet you. Hey,
Mr. Coppola.
Yeah.
You sneaky thing.
Well,
sneaky.
and then you confront her on it. She goes, "Of course I say Coppola. It gets me in places. That's how it got Sonny into the Brookdale School for Obnoxious Elites."
Why obnoxious elitists?
For obnoxious elites.
Why do you think I married you? It's for your last name.
I'm sorry about you. Think I love you? I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Of course I love you.
But what if she, had you,
If you just said Coppola instead of Coppola, you'd have a sitcom by now.
Yeah, right. You'd have a sitcom, man. Good stuff, man.
like I think that there's the last name pronunciation is funny. Getting in is funny. I like it. I like it a lot. They get to know you a little bit. Oh, the guy who sounds like the director. Yeah, he was funny. Okay, so they get to know you a little bit. Then it's a little story with the wife, and then that's her voice. Like it's now becoming like a piece. You know, her voice is a whole part of this thing, and how she sounds when she says something insane. Or, create whatever it is. Normally, she's very nice. She's normally very sweet. Hey, would you go pick, what's his daughter, Victoria? Whatever.
Victoria.
Whatever the kid. Would you go pick Victoria up from ballet lessons? Sure, sweetheart. Honey, on the way back, would you mind grabbing a gallon of milk quick at the... Sure, sweetheart.
I want to go to Easter breakfast.
Like when she gets crazy, like she knows what she's saying is crazy. And that voice comes out.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. Dude, one of my favorite thing when I see in comedians is when they take a bit and they mine it for every single angle. And I try to do that with jokes as much as I can.
Yeah.
And this bit my wife's been using this angle. My wife has been that's just mining this bit for more gold, bro. I love that.
Like that you can find. I mean, at some point you'll say, okay, I've reached my limit. All right, but so you get Sonny into the whatever the Brookdale's preschool
preparatory school for obnoxious elites. I love it.
Elites.
Hold on a second. I got to put Brookdale.
Like something very waspy, Brookdale
preparatory school for obnoxious elitists.
Obnoxious elites.
That's great.
And then what if you started thinking about like your marriage? Have there been other things that have happened that shouldn't have really happened? Like, how do we get? Like, we're always getting upgraded. I mean, I booked a flight. I know I booked the cheapest. We're in row 42A and B.
Yeah.
And we get there, and we get upgraded to first class. Like, no charge. Like, I'm thinking we got lucky. I'm a frequent flyer. Maybe that's it.
And people are asking for my autograph.
Yeah. People are looking at me.
Asking me if they want to take pictures with me.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess the comedy careers,
What if you then had maybe they saw me at a show. All right.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking
That's what
it's
you're
me.
thinking.
I'm thinking it's me.
You're thinking it's you.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
You're thinking that they might have seen my show. I guess I kind of have a celebrity appearance or what am I trying to say?
Yeah.
Charisma. You know, I have the celebrity charisma.
Well, they must have stormed me at the store, last
Yeah,
week.
they probably saw me at the store.
But
Like you could say that. Oh, dude, that would be funny. You get there, you're checking in at the airport.
Yeah.
You're with your wife. You go on a vacation, whatever. You're checking in, and you got seats 42A and B. But when you get up there, the woman looks. May I see your ID, please? ID in the port. And then she looks and, oh, I've got free. I got 2 in first class. Would you like a free upgrade? Don't tell anyone. Yeah, sure. Well, thank you very much. And she's all excited. And you say to you say to your wife, she must have seen me at the store. Something like that. Or,
but now that I realize that she got Sonny into the Brookdale Preparatory School for Obnoxious Elitas, I'm thinking back to these situations.
Yeah.
She's been doing this for years. She's been doing this.
Or maybe with the airline, it might not work if the person says it to you. But let's say you go, honey, I booked 2 seats to whatever, the Hawaii, whatever it is. We're going to be in the back, but it's only 5-6 hours, 42A and B. It'll be fine. And then an hour later, she goes, oh, honey, you're not going to believe this. I just checked. We got a free upgrade to first class.
There you go.
Like, she would have to be the one to do it, and you don't know. Oh, really? How'd that happen? Oh, we got an email. I guess we're frequent flyers or something. I don't know. Look, I took it.
Yeah.
I took it. But now she called the airline and went, hi, this is Mrs. Coppola. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm looking back on all this stuff. Yeah.
You're looking back at all this shit that you got because she pronounced it Coppola.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, we got lucky. We got lucky. Remember that everything got upgraded. Everything got better,
Yeah.
And then whatever. You can, you could keep coming up with things like that.
I love that. Yeah. Wait a minute. She's been doing this for years.
Yeah. And she never told you.
That dude, when we got that upgrade on that plane, got first class seats. Everybody's coming up to me. They're signing autographs. They're taking pictures. And I'm like, hey, they must have seen me at the store. I had a good set.
Yeah.
No, they thought I was that guy. Or related to him,
I'm trying to figure out if there's a way, like if you're at the gate, and you know how they always say things like anybody who needs special assistance, when they're boarding, anybody needs special assistance or active military or Mr. or Mrs. Coppola, please, you can board now. And you can say to her, I hate when they mispronounce my name.
Yeah.
She's like, I know.
Yeah. Just let it go.
They don't know. Just let it go. They don't know. Anybody who needs special assistance? Anybody traveling with children, active military, and Mr. and Mrs. Coppola?
Or if you're Mr. and Mrs. Coppola.
Or especially if you're Mr. or Mrs. Coppola.
Yeah, you may board the plane at your leisure.
Yeah, whatever you want. The captain would also like to greet you as you come on board.
And you can fly the plane if you want.
Yeah. They must have seen me at the store. Like it's you're like, but you don't think anything of it. You just whatever. We upgraded the price.
Right.
They must have seen me at the store, baby. And I could see it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it, honey. I bet you the whole place saw you at the store.
They love you. Yeah,
they loved you, and like you're so funny.
Yeah,
like she's just playing it up. You're so funny,
Yeah. Oh man,
I like this idea because there's 2 aspects to this. Then maybe you could. I mean, I don't know if you want to leave it at that. Like, I think the airline upgrade's funny. You're there. And she called. She freaking called the airline.
Right.
This is Mrs. Coppola.
Yeah, calling on behalf of my husband.
I love my husband.
Yeah.
He's not, despite all his talents, he's not very tech savvy. And he booked row 42A and B. I was wondering, don't say another word, Mrs. Coppola. I'm checking now.
Despite all his talents, there's that little,
Despite all his talents, he's not tech savvy. He booked the tickets.
Yeah.
Is there anything? Don't say another word, Mrs. Coppola.
Yeah. Oh, well, we appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And then she just or maybe she waits till you get to the airport. Oh, look, we must have got upgraded.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Very nice.
Well, we're freaking flyers, I guess.
Yeah. And now I'm thinking about it. Like, she's been doing this for years. Dude, I love 3 angles now for this thing. 3 angles. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. It's great, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, Back. Now I'm excited. I got 2 shows this weekend. I'm dragging it out. I'm at least gonna do the first part. Gonna do the first part. Yeah. And
don't get so overwhelmed with everything that it becomes too much.
No. Just gonna do the Coppola part and the brunch thing.
Okay, here you go.
And then I'm gonna work that out. We're gonna take a look at that on the next episode.
Okay.
Actually, listen, I promised I would never promise. Because how things go wrong. So we're going to get a look at that soon. But anyway, this weekend I'm going to give that a shot. And just the brunch part. And as I get that down, I'm going to add these other angles back. Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited.
Nice.
I love when a bit – and then, you watch a comedian do something like that. And you're like, oh, my gosh. Oh, he should go from here. And then the comedian does it.
Yeah.
Does it from the other angle.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks,
nice.
buddy. Good stuff, my friend.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. Once again, as we always say, if you have any suggestions for the bits you hear on this podcast, please email us, newbitspodcast@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. If you just let us know what you think of the show. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps our visibility. And thank you. And thank you so much for listening.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Vac, I can't tell you how excited I am now about this. Thank you so much, buddy.
I can't wait to see this thing grow and evolve like the hotel bit, I mean.
Yeah, man. All right, brother. I will see you online, my friend.
All right, Vinny. Ciao.